Hello friends, welcome to another episode of 3 Minute Game Pass. I'm Nathan and today I'm going to tell you whether this Game Pass game is worth your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Bloodroots. Your woodsman village was murdered by a group of other woodsmen and now you're out to use carrots and anything else you can find really to extract your ultimate revenge. Bloodroots is a PC and Xbox release, and the Xbox version is Series X and S optimized for better frame rate, 4K, etc. I will say the loading times were kind of slow considering it was off the SSD, but other than that, no huge issues. And the game is roughly 5 to 6 hours long, depending on how good you are at these type of games. So what is Bloodroots? It is an area and level based game with one-hit kills, which is similar to games like Ape Out, Hotline Miami, and Katana Zero. The main gimmick of this game, however, is that you can pick up pretty much anything you can find to use as a weapon, and all of them have specific amounts of durability, usually 1 to 3 hits, meaning you're going to need to switch weapons fairly often. There are also items that are used in things like platforming segments and traversal segments that help keep it interesting. It's not just killing the whole game. You are encouraged to chain kills together, which increases your score at the end, which gives you better rewards, or just makes you feel like a cooler guy. And lastly, it's got a really unique art style. It reminds me a lot of Samurai Jack or Primal, as you can see from the screenshot. So if you like that type of style, I think you'll like the way this game looks. So what I like about this game? It's a fast, exciting game that is very quick and action-packed, similar to Hotline Miami and Samurai Zero, and it's fairly generous with its checkpoints, so it never gets overly frustrating. The game also has clearly optimal routes to traverse an area in its frantic pacing, but it also rewards you for exploring. There's great weapons off the beaten path, so you're not locked into doing any mission any one way. And lastly, the story is actually pretty interesting and fairly well told, all things considered, for basically a woodsman killing other woodsmen who killed his family. So, good on that. The bad is that the game gets really hard really quickly. You can find out this on your own by going to check the achievements and see that beating Act 1 is a rare cheevo, meaning most people that play this game haven't even beat the first boss, which is fair, because the bosses are also very difficult. This is not an easy game. The targeting system sometimes feels unfair in that I feel like it tries to auto-target and sometimes fails, and when it does it just feels more frustrating that you should have gotten a kill, and instead you were the one that got killed. And lastly, it isn't super clear how much durability hitting multiple enemies with a weapons take. For some weapons, hitting multiple enemies with a weapon uses 1 durability per guy killed, and for some other weapons, you can kill multiple enemies with 1 hit, and it will only take 1 durability. And in a game where it's really important that you are always armed, not knowing exactly how much durability your weapon has leads to deaths more often, and deaths that don't feel deserved. As you know, we rate games here on a must-play, maybe consider, don't bother 3-point scale. This one is definitely a maybe consider. If you enjoy the types of games this genre is in, again, Hotline Miami, Ape Out, Bloodroots is a good game to check out. The mechanic that requires you switching up weapons all the time keeps it really engaging. The levels are clearly designed around that mechanic, so it makes combat feel fast, frantic, and fun. However, you should anticipate some frustration, which admittedly is common in these kinds of games, as some particular portions don't feel as polished as the other games and feel a little unfair, and this is particularly in the bosses. Prepare to be a bit frustrated. But that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and go out there and enjoy Bloodroots.